is how Ponzi leeches were behaving when we lost that oscillator support was lost. And 3 times too. Like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's the same thing right here, right? 1, 2, 3, and of course it could have been different this time. We could have held it for the 4th time, of course, but it didn't, and we broke it. So then what we want to do is like, okay, last time when we did see the oscillator breaking below the support right here, what happened? So let's study the price right here. So what happened was, you see that right there? Do you see the micro term? We like gapped up and fade. Then we see like gap up and fade shenanigans right here. Here, look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, gap up and fade. Oh, how original. Same thing happened right here. Oh, look at this. We gapped up and faded.
Perfect.
And then the micro term was never reclaimed. You see, micro term never reclaimed, gapped up and fade. Next day, following the gap down, retest a short term couple times, and then we reverse back up. And look at that oscillator right here. We didn't fully cross up until I think when it reclaimed that micro term. We didn't fully cross until we feel like we fully reclaimed the micro term. So understanding that behavior, you see, man, the fade. We can say we are not technically closed above it. Because of this nasty tail, I cannot say that micro term has been reclaimed. What I could say is the micro term is still acting as resistance because of that nasty tail. So where is it? Where was it? Right here. So it's kind of like we're here. Monday we gapped down. Next day. So, but the problem is, guys, is that if we gap down on Monday, let me do this. If we gap down to, let's say, here, that will be okay. I mean, we don't want to see any gap down for real bulls here, but that wouldn't be that bad. But let's say we gap down here, 6, 7, then this entire thing is going to turn into a island down gap. And things going to get worse. And the only reason I say that is because we already have a down gap in place. This down gap's been protected for 2 days now. Remember, the longer the gap stays open, the more potent that pressure becomes. And this being a down gap, that means downside pressure is going to become more potent. Right? I think that's why if we would have, that's why there's last day selling. And again, it being Friday, these leeches are just so predictable. Freeing Friday, they got skittish. They're like, yeah, let's buy this up, man. Yeah. And then they're watching it every second. You know what they do. They're not going anywhere. They're not even pooping, nothing. They're just sitting there, just watching it. Yes, please, stay. But then they had a one hand on sell button. And as soon as they see this thing coming down, just selling. That's what they're doing. Because it's a weekend. They don't want to hold anything over the weekend. If they would have held, if this thing was pretty bullish, like in a full bullish green candle, they would have held. I'm telling you. The worst case scenario is we gap down here to 674. The worst case scenario is we gap down, boom, and then this thing coming down intraday, boom, it fills a gap at 671, boom, and then it acts as support, and then we get a long nasty wick, and then we sort of do this, and then potentially do that. That might be the worst case scenario, but I'm getting ahead of myself. The best way would be maybe gap down a little bit, or a little just pull back, boom, and then hit that pivot. right here. That will be more like a controlled action, and then boom, boom, and gets right back up. That will be most sort of smooth reversal.